What's
With
good?
9 games to go, I got my man Preston, aka the Drip Guard, my cohort, my tag team partner. We in here today to discuss the rest of the damn 9 games and to see what's going see how we really feeling about what's going to happen the rest of the 9 games. What are the chances that we hit this 50 game mark? Y'all know I've been talking about them 50 games, and I'm starting to see other people start to worry about them 50 games. It's funny how I be super early on sit, and then next thing you know, the other people start talking about it, and nobody give me no credit for it. But that's all good. It's okay because it's all about the conversation anyway. What's good with you, my man Preston? What's happening?
Yeah, I just got back from Minneapolis not so long ago.
Oh, what happened, bro? What happened when you were there, bro? What you go there for?
Well, I was going there for a win, right? I was there to go see Kevin Durant. Unfortunately, I saw Dickerson perform. And the craziest thing to me is, do you remember last year? I think it was in December. We played Minnesota, right?
I know where you're going.
It was a tight game, man. And Ime's big adjustment was putting Jayshawn Tate in, right? And Anthony Edwards hits a pull-up 3 on him, boom, they win, right? Okay, so it's a close game, right? Gobert's out. Naz Reid out. We up 13. Okay. Wolves look like they're rallying back. They got energy. We only up 6 now, right? Okay. Big adjustment was to put in Jayshawn Tate instead of Reed Shepard. And then we lost. Anyway, I'm feeling good. I'm back in Iowa. The sun is shining, as you can see through my window. It's really nice out here.
No. I got a question, bro. I got a question.
Go ahead, bro.
What did Ime Udoka say after that game last year when Ant Edwards went stupid on us and closed the game up? What did he say after that game? Do you remember?
Yeah, exactly.
What did he say? Because I can't remember. I'm slow, I'm stupid, and I'm dumb, is what I've been told.
Okay. He said, and I quote from Ime, "Yo, we just need closers, and we don't really have closers on the team right now. It'd be really good to have a scoring guard that can hit shots when we need towards the end of the game and make those clutch buckets." End quote.
So how we lose? So wait. Okay, so we got one of the best big shot makers in NBA history by the name of Kevin Durant on the team. You know what I'm saying? He just passed Michael Jordan for 5th all time in scoring. He about to pass whoever the hell at number 4 for 4th all time in scoring. With like the 12th or 13th most attempts.
13th.
Yeah. So this guy's a very efficient scorer. He gets buckets down the stretch, hits big shots, game winners, and all of that. And you would think with a guy like that on your squad, how do you lose an NBA record, a 13-point lead in overtime and lose the game? Like how does that happen, bro? With somebody like
elite that career 89 to 92% free throw shooter missed 2 free throw shots to tie the game, and it looked like the play was to miss the second one for sure. But he was supposed to make the first one, right? You could tell on his face. So they get fouled, whatever, he's getting his free throws. And I won't lie, man. I watched the game live, bro. There were some questionable calls. For sure, there were some questionable calls. Both sides, right, for sure. But it looked like Scott Foster was actually trying to help us win towards the end there when he threw out Naz Reid. I stood up in my chair. All the Minnesota fans yelling at me from behind. We was going crazy.
Pause.
And shut up. And it looked like Scott Foster was trying to actually help us out a little bit, And then we go to OT and have literally the minus 3-1 comeback, finals, the worst ever OT loss in NBA history, like ever. We making history in the wrong way. We're supposed to be winning, not losing. We're going the other way. We got Jalen here. I'm not gonna anyway. Yeah, so we
by the way, I bring that up not to fault Kevin Durant at all in the first place. I'm not bringing that up to fault him. It's, like I've been saying, one guy was not the whole problem the whole time, like we've been told. That was the only thing I was saying the whole time to people. And it's only now that they starting to see, because it don't look like we're much better off anyway. Miss me with that whole Fred garbage. Miss me with the Steven Adams garbage, bro. Because if you need two role players that bad to be the Anthony Edwards Timberwolves team, I'm not trying to hear no noise, bro. If you need them two that bad to beat the Kings, I'm not trying to hear that noise. If you need them that bad to beat the Pelicans, I don't need to hear that noise. I'm not trying to hear that, bro. I don't want to hear no excuses. None. What so flipping ever, bro? Like, just anyway.
Hey, you know what?
Whatever.
Hang on. You know what? One last thing. You know, the thing that we always talk about, and not we, but certain people talk about how the players always play down to their opponent. We don't talk enough about how the coaching coach down to who the players are playing. Not necessarily the coach coaching down to the coach, but coaching down to the players they're playing. I don't think we talk about that enough. I really don't.
It's because we don't, bro. I never thought about that. Can you please expand upon that? Because that's an interesting point.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the worst record for any team that is over 500 against teams that are under 500, right? We have a losing record. It's like 36% or something gross like that. We've lost twice to the Pelicans. You know, we've lost a few times to other bad teams. You know, we lost to the Grizzlies earlier, right? We haven't swept any team this year, right? We're even with every team, and I think we have the lead on.
Nah, so far we've 3-0 on Phoenix, and that's it.
Oh, you're right. So we swept the team that we made the trade with. Okay, because we gave them their picks back. Anyway, so we out here making moves and stuff like that. And so when we play higher tier teams like OKC, an electric game where I was like, yeah, you know what? This is Kevin Durant's rival. I know we lost in double overtime fashion. Kevin Durant, you know, he got booted in his first game as a Rocket. I like the energy the team come with. It was like a transitional period of kind of like what we saw towards the end of last year, not the playoffs, but just the end of the regular season into this season with the new era of Kevin Durant. I was ready for it. And then it's been rocky ever since we lost to the Spurs, bro. Ever since we lost to the Spurs in November, we have been rocky because the playbook has been out, right? Because the coach, as we talk about, is rotations. We talk about offensive scheming. We talk about what is good for defense and offensive scheming just in general. And the coach isn't doing that against bad teams. He expects a men to drop 40, and he's only had 2 30 pieces in his career. He goes out and expects Alperen Sengun to drop 40, and he's only had 1 45 piece in his career, right? And to the credit, KD's only had 1 40 piece with the Rockets this year. Okay? We've had 2 40 pieces as a team this year.
That's it for real?
Team. That's it.
Kevin and Durant both of them was KD, huh?
No. KD. Yeah, actually, both of them were KD.
Both of them was KD at 40 on the dot.
So I just want to say, you know, when we play these bad teams, you know, kind of circling back to my point, when we play these bad teams, we don't perform like we have been performing against good teams, right? We're not getting blown out by the Celtics by 30.
Hold on.
We're not getting blown out by the Pistons by 30. But we losing to the bad teams. We coming down to their level, not the players, but the overall schemes is just, all right, cool. This is a bad team. Let's run this. And then he just sit there back with his hands. Notice the energy when he's coaching against a good team that he wants to win against versus a bad team he doesn't give a fuck about.
Can I ask you a question, bro?
Absolutely.
Is this a question, bro? I don't know the answer, bro.
Okay.
Do you remember any kind of a talking point that certain players only play good against bad teams? I'm just asking because I don't know.
I also remember March run conversations as well.
I feel like, you know, playing well in March is a good thing because you want to be playing your best towards the playoffs. That's just that would make sense to me, bro. There's a couple of guys on the team right now that have been allegedly only played good against bad teams. A couple of guys on the team right now, man. And I'm just like, I mean, if you want to beat bad teams, don't you want to have good games against bad teams? I mean,
respectfully, what you're supposed to do. Okay, what did we do last year that we didn't do this year? Right, I'm gonna answer my own
We
question.
cleaned up on bad teams. We ain't really we ain't had too many letdowns like that against bad teams.
We beat the bad teams last year. Okay, in the words of Dante, we beat teams he was supposed to beat last year. Now this year, we have had a few of those games where we're like, yep, we should beat them, or it's a close game, it's closer than we would have liked, but at the end of the day, it was an ugly win, right? It don't matter just as long as it's a win. That's what the record book shows. It's a win no matter what. This year, we're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. Why do we have a losing record against the bottom 12 teams in the league?
Because we don't have Fred, bro. That's why.
You're telling me if we face the jawless, the John Morant-less Grizzlies, and we lose them in the playoffs? You telling me we face like it's ridiculous. And not to mention, one of the worst losses we had this season was against Golden State. Curry, Draymond, and Jimmy Butler was gone.
No, I think Dre played that game. I think he might have got. Did he get moved?
Okay, you're right. You know what?
No, I think Draymond played that game.
He did. Regardless, you missing your two biggest offensive weapons, and then you want to go on the internet consciously type out, man, it's because we're missing Fred and Steven Adams consciously, and then hit post consciously. Excuse me? We got Kevin.
Hold on. Was the Wizards missing Anthony Edwards or not? I'm just asking because I'm stupid.
Minnesota, but yes.
I said Minnesota, yeah. The T-Wolves. I said the Wizards. God, dog.
But yeah, and then regardless if they're missing Ant, or not, they were out two starters. Essentially, we know Naz Reid is the factor starter. He plays 6-man, but he
Ayo Dosunmu was out too.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Is Fred VanVleet better than either Gobert or Naz Reid? Okay.
Some people will tell you that he's better than Naz Reid or Gobert. I'm telling you right now, Fred got some fans. He got some fans, and they'll tell you he's better than some players.
I posted a poll not too long ago. This is for research purposes. What is better? Prime Fred, whichever version of whatever people think was Prime Fred, versus 2021 Lonzo on the Bulls, right? Because remember, the Bulls' biggest issue, the reason why they lost that season, as in they fell in the standings because they lost their point guard and they refused to pick one up, right? They had Levine, DeMar, and then Vooch, and they were the number 1 seed where that Boston team was starting to pop up in the rankings, when Philly was the 4th seed, when the Cavs were the 3rd seed, and Brooklyn was climbing up in the rankings with Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and James Harden, and the Bulls were the number 1 seed. They went on a 12-game win streak, right? They lost Lonzo, and that was it, okay? And then the Bulls have done absolutely nothing since then, but, we lost them. So regardless, so I asked the question, who was better? Fred or Lonzo, right? That 2021 version of Lonzo, not even prime Lonzo, just Lonzo, 2021 versus Fred. 38% of y'all said Fred VanVleet is better. Now, here's what I want you to do, right? Take your phone, close the app, okay? Go to the App Store, delete Twitter. Take your phone, walk to the trash can, and drop it in there. You don't deserve the internet.
They need to drop themselves in the trash can because what kind of bullshit? Anyway,
there's no version of Fred VanVleet that has ever been on par or better than Lonzo Ball. I don't care. I don't.
Well, prime Lonzo.
I mean, Lonzo hurt. I mean, I like Lonzo playing for the Pelicans. I won't even lie, bro.
Oh yeah, he was nice on the Pelicans too. Yeah, he definitely was.
Only reason why Fred VanVleet was an All-Star in Toronto is because Toronto needed something. They just come off of a championship and lost their star Kawhi. And that's
low key. Fred got that All-Star based off of the finals performance. He wasn't really just having like the greatest season ever, bro. So
he just had signed with a certain crew as well. That
yeah.
So anyway,
so let's do this then.
Yep.
With all of the issues that we discussed, I'm gonna put you on the spot, bro. You are Preston Udoka for the rest of the season. Preston Udoka is going to give us the structure going into the playoffs and how he want to play in the playoffs at that point, regardless of whoever the hell we playing. All right, Mr. Udoka, go ahead and give it to us, man. What's the plan for the rest of the season, and what are your goals for the playoffs?
Absolutely. Okay, so regardless of what we have right now, the goal at the beginning of the season was a championship, so I'm acting like it's a championship season. Now, did we pick anybody up during free agency? Nope. So I got to run with what I got. Okay, we could still sign somebody right now with a minimum, but we're not going to do that, right? Because I know the front office. So right now, as it stands, I like the starting lineup with the Reed in there, right? Amen,
All right,
Jabari, KD, Şengün, Reed. That is a lineup that creates the most space with our best players. There are some lineups we could maybe change and whatnot, but then we taking players out that don't make sense. So we have to run that.
Okay, real quick.
Yep.
All right. So that's the starting lineup. Who go to the bench first, and who come off the bench first?
I am sending Şengün to the bench first, bringing Capella, so we can have a traditional 5. And then I'm making sure that Amen is now going to be guarding not necessarily just these hedges and such like that, but I want him as our roaming perimeter defender, right? I'm not saying I want to play zone, but a semi-zone immediately.
Okay.
Right? Because Capella's got that speed and that length that Şengün just does not have. Capella's also got that lateral movement that I like to see. Plus, now I can run pick and roll with Kevin Durant as your ball handler. I can run pick and roll with Reed as your ball handler. I can even do handoff dribbles with Jabari as your ball handler. And Capella just got to set off balls for men cutting to the paint. It don't matter what we got. Someone's going to be open. You're either going to double KD, you're going to double Reed up top, or you're going to leave Jabari wide open in the corner, or you're going to forget about him and leave him and Thompson wide open in the other spot. Don't care. That's what I like to see.
All right. So you got Capella being the first one off the bench. Cool. Who's second off the bench and who's going to the bench next after that?
The way I like to play is I have one of my best players, either KD or Şengün, on the court at all times. So KD still staying out, right? KD said he wants me to die out there, so go ahead. We're gonna keep KD out, and then I'm taking off Jabari, bringing in Tari, so I can have more defensive pressure, so I can kind of keep that rebounding intensity important there, and run with that.
Okay.
Now, the reason I'm bringing Jabari,
so Reed's still on the bench. Reed's still starting.
Yep, Reed's still out there. Yep.
Reed's still out there. All right.
The reason I'm taking Jabari off is because having Şengün and Jabari out there at the same time makes sense for spacing issues. So that way your 4 can constantly have that type of, shooting, but also be able to keep other players more honest in their own defense as well. So it kind of takes less pressure off Şengün.
So you wanna attack the opposing second unit with Alperen Şengün and Jabari. You know what? I'm glad I kept letting you talk because I was waiting like, I don't know about that, bro, but okay. I can see that being a plan.
Yep.
Because low key, that's what Milwaukee used to do with Giannis.
Exactly. They sub out Giannis, let Bobby come in, and then Brook Lopez eventually come out, and then you run in that. And that's what I like to see with Giannis, Now, after a little bit, game probably getting ready to wind down, right? It's probably getting closer to that end of the first quarter there, like third or whatever. I'm bringing Albie back in, swapping out for Capella, taking out KD, putting out I'm gonna say Josh Okogie. Amen's been out there this whole time as well. He popping out. I gotta do it. I gotta put Aaron out there. And I gotta swap out Reed and DFS, right? So obviously not that positionally exactly like that, but then this lineup would be Aaron Holiday, Josh Okogie, Tari Eason, Jabari Şengün.
That's kind of a nasty lineup. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's kind of nasty. Not in a good way.
Defense is still there. You're not losing.
The defense is there, yeah.
Yep.
But man, that top level ball handling. I know you're going against the second unit, but that ball handling, man.
Yep.
I don't know.
Aaron Holiday gonna have to be him, and it's unfortunate we can't pick anybody else up, right? Like I don't know, like a Chris Paul sitting at home, just to give me 5 minutes a game. But it is what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna have to utilize that guy a little bit more. So I've already gone 10 players deep in the bench in the first quarter.
I think that also is kind of important too, because some of these dudes are playing way too many minutes. The starters are playing way too many minutes, and then here come clutch time. You're already dumb, and then you mix that with being tired.
Yep.
You can't be tired and dumb at the same time. That's crazy.
Yep.
Next thing you know, you missing free throws with the game on the line. You turning the ball over with the game on the line. You missing key defensive rotations with the game on the line.
You're not even getting at half court with the game on the line.
You turning the ball over with 8-second violations with the game on the line.
Yep. So using these guys in a similar rotation pattern like that is to kind of help minimize the impact they have and give them better matchups too, right? Şengün thrives in better matchups, right? I mean, he can go 14 or 14 whenever he wants, as long as the dude 2 inches shorter than him. It don't matter unless his name is Jalen Duren. That's about it.
Jalen Duren, the beast, boy. He is. Yep. Man, we gotta have some conversations, bro. Jalen Duren, it's crazy. His point guard went out. He stepped his game up, and he's even more efficient. Anyway, and his point guard is an MVP candidate, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway,
no. But so is Fred. Fred's actually MVP of the league. Actually,
this is not me bagging on Fred, y'all. It's just y'all got to get off the gas with this Fred dependency, because if you dependent upon Fred, you got fundamental issues with your roster, with your scheme, with your strategy. A guy like Fred should not be this important. That's how you know you got some bigger issues on your team. If a guy who, like, if you look at all the playoff teams right now, who does he start on? I'm not saying he don't start on no team. What playoff team does he start on right now? How many? Do they get better or do they get worse? Does he fit with them or not? Does he slow them down? You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
and can I say, let's go deeper. Top 10 teams from each conference.
Well,
because the answer is 0. Because the answer is 0.
Hold on, I gotta look real quick because I ain't finna let you be. Oh shit, you got it up.
Yep. Here, we'll do the play-in, so it's top 10 there, right? The answer is 0. Barring injuries, of course, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about fully healthy. Like, I'm not. Nope. Let's not play that game, bro, because he ain't healthy right now as it is. So let's not even do that.
He doesn't start on any team. I mean, if I'm the Blazers, I'm still starting Drew Holiday. That's a point guard.
That shouldn't even be a question.
Yeah.
Timberwolves.
I'm honestly
nah.
Yeah.
Who is the? Nah, you right, bro.
There's none.
All right, so let's go in the East.
All right. Let me get out of the
What about what's the name in Miami? Davion Mitchell. He don't start over Davion, you don't think, for Eric Spoelstra?
I guess they did lose Terry Rozier, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's one. I'll be fair.
What about Orlando?
No. I don't even know who's starting over there. But that starting lineup is solid. Paolo has just been kind of having it down here.
I think
Desmond Bane has been really good for them. Really good for them.
Bane been at the 2. They really been playing Jalen Suggs at the 1. Anthony Black plays 1, 2. I don't think he started over either one of them, to be honest. He's not starting over Anthony Black or Jalen Suggs. We're not even finna play that game. And then Boston, no. New York, hell no. Cleveland, F no. Toronto, Emmanuel.
Oh, wait, James Harden there, right? He should start over James Harden, honestly. Like, I got nothing actually.
So,
I'm lying.
he will not start over Emmanuel Quickly in Toronto. Absolutely not. Emmanuel Quickly is one of the most underrated point guards in the league. Let me just say that. He ain't starting over. Damn, show ain't starting over. He ain't starting over. CJ McCollum in Atlanta.
And then,
I'm sorry, but he's not.
No, CJ's been coming off the bench a lot. It's been Nickeil Alexander-Walker that's been starting on the point.
He ain't starting over either one of them.
So think about that Hawks lineup right there. Fred got to fight through whoever they got as the 2 guard, whoever they got as the 1 guard to start, and then you got to fight over McCollum on the bench. What I would give to have the Hawks guard problem right now.
Boy, he lucky Milwaukee. If Milwaukee was in the playoffs, I said, well, now he ain't starting over Kevin Porter Jr. either.
No, he's not.
Damn sure ain't starting over LaMelo. Hell no. Nah. LaMelo a top 5 point guard, legit.
He not starting over Josh Giddey either.
Hell no. Nah. He ain't starting over Giddey, bro. Hell no. Nah. Giddey nice. He just bad at defense. But Giddey run that point. He run that point for real.
He does.
He started Washington, bro.
Teams in the East. And then if Tyrese Maxey's, or not Tyrese Maxey, who that light-skinned dude from Indiana, bro? Why am I missing, bro?
Your cousin.
Yeah, Tyrese. Man, leave him alone, all right?
Tyrese Halliburton.
If he healthy, that's 13 teams in the East Fred not starting on. Y'all talking about we got a Fred problem. No. We got an internal problem. We got a rotational problem.
Like, and the reason I even ask all that is for this, bro. I'm gonna probably get in trouble for saying this, and I don't care because nobody's gonna fight me. So in the playoffs, bro, we gotta have a hierarchy that makes some sense, especially mathematically, bro. So what's one of the things we've been complaining about? You and I been saying since after the Kevin Durant trade, you and I both pointed out the 3-point shooting, and you see how people started to come around to it now, right?
Very slowly.
Why it take y'all so long? But we pointed out the volume of them 3-point shots is going to be a problem mathematically for us. Lo and behold, what is happening? All right, cool. So if the offense doesn't generate a league average of 3-point attempts, then that means the guys, your top 3 guys who are taking the most shots, at least 2 of them must be taking a volume of 3-point shots. You cannot have 2 of the 3 most shot attempt people taking little to no threes ever. You cannot have that.
You want to know how many KD takes a game?
How many?
Takes less than 6 a game. So I'm all for efficiency, right? You want your players to be able to take a high amount of shots and make a high amount of shots on a high efficiency, right? That's like the at the end game. I understand that, right? That's not gonna happen though. It's not 2K, right? This is real life. I could care less if someone go make 2.5 threes a game on 5 attempts, right? Cool, okay. Why can't you make 4 attempts on 11 or four threes a game on 11 attempts? You're not
one person, each starter can't take 1 more 3 a game.
That's all. Kevin Durant.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not asking a lot, bro.
And this is not on Kevin Durant necessarily. His career high attempts ever in threes per game is 7.7, right? Jalen did that last year and the year before that with 8.1 and 9. Right? Dylan Brooks and Jalen combined take 15 threes a game. KD take 5.6. Who we replace that with? Josh Kogi? Okay. Josh takes 2 a game. Right? Let's say that. He don't even get, 4 shots a game. We'll round up and say 2. Okay. They take 8 threes a game. And that's rounding up. Okay, that's great. You're still not getting the volume, right?
So hear me out on this, bro. I know this is not gonna be the most popular thing to say right now, but it will be in the future when y'all see it. Because we know how this goes, bro. Anyway, so I've been talking about Amen Thompson. Yes, he has improved, but fundamental issue with the team and the way that the offense is constructed. He is spoon-fed a lot of the shots that he makes. Him and Jabari are spoon-fed the most. Okay? Here's the difference. If Jabari is making threes, the defense has to adjust. Amen will not make threes, and he won't take them. And Amen is being spoon-fed shots out in the dunker. Which one is going to move the defense? You see what I'm saying? You have Alperen Sengun, who, if he's having a good offensive night, he'll shift the defense with his scoring. The problem is that's an if. And then the efficiency behind it. And then what teams can do to try to shut off his water. Okay? And he's also not going to take many threes. And when he does, they're not going in. So that's another problem. Oh, my Lord.
Yep. It's not a good percentage.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Nope.
Woo, boy, that's not nice. Yeah, so, and then I'm fine with KD taking the threes that he takes and makes. I'm fine with that because he shoots 40%, 41%. He's almost taking 6 attempts, so that's cool. But when you at 6 or less, and you at 35%, 36% like Jabari, it would just benefit you to just take 1 or 2 more a game. It would benefit the entire offense. Reed Shepherd is taking 7 a game. I like it. As a matter of fact, I love it. Yeah, 38%. Good. If you get Reed, Jabari, those two increase shot attempts, especially from 3-point land, it would make a humongous difference from the offense because defenses now have to play you differently because they know that these guys are going. They ain't even got to be going off from 3. They just got to be hitting the average amount from 3, and the math changes dramatically. The math changes dramatically, and then the defense has to change dramatically how they guard you. They can't guard you so easily and so simply. Like, you want to force teams to – how many times do teams force – like, how many times do we force a team to go in the zone? We don't really force a whole lot of teams to go in the zone like that because we ain't taking them.
What's up? Something that's actually funny is teams utilize zone not to protect against our 3-point percentage. It's to blitz the ball handler. Watch the games we lose. They play zone to blitz the ball handler, and we get a turnover. We have a higher chance to get a turnover. Like, realistically, we have a higher chance to get a turnover in those blitz situations than it is for a person, whoever it is, our ball handler, to pass the ball to the right person and make the shot. Teams would live with us making threes at this point. They don't care. How many open threes a game do you think we get?
Who? Go ahead. I don't remember, but I think it's more important who's being left open. How many times is Alperen Sengun driving to his left and kicking to Amen Thompson in the corner? What the hell is that, bro?
More times than I want that play to be drawn up.
Like, you bailing the defense out.
I forgot who said it, but this was on one of the TikTok podcasts, right? Dude said, and it was from an ESPN clip. Dude said something about today's players, maybe it was Kobe. Today's players play accidental basketball. Drive and kick. Drive and kick. Hopefully you make it. Drive and kick. Hopefully you're there. Drive and kick. Hopefully you make it. He might have been onto something. Because we drive and kick, and our dude get the ball, and then he's standing there, and defense just look at him. They know he's not going to shoot that. The second he takes 2 feet inside, though, they guard up on him. Not because he's going to shoot it. No, the pressure of the ball handler. That's it. The defenses are not schemed to defend against our shots. They're schemed to pressure our ball handlers. Think about that.
And I think a problem with that is we force Kevin Durant to be a ball handler way too often. And honestly, that is a bigger problem than there really anything else on offense, bro. You mean to tell me you can't, bro? I'm parking Alperen Sengun on that elbow and telling him, do your thing, big boy. Do your thing. Get everybody else involved. But everybody else, you're asked to try to get open. And if you ain't open, get somebody else open.
But here's the thing. They run in that exact play you're talking about, except they have Sengun up by the hash, right? The 32-point line, 32-foot line. Ask him to run that play. Why the absolute – if you gave the ball to Shaq, right, anything above the free throw line, it's because you was asking him to set a screen and do a handoff. That was it. That or he was going to turn on and do a floater, right? That was it. That was it. Not saying Sengun Shaq, because Sengun does have a really
I get what
good
you're
bag.
saying. That's for the people who slow and think that we making a one-to-one comparison.
Yes. But dude, Sengun, love you, bro. You an MVP over there. That's really cool. I like it. I like what you do over here, man. You a two-time All-Star. I appreciate it. You two-time All-Star for well, you're an All-Star for a reason, for sure. I expect the offense to cater towards your skills as the number 2 on the team. The offense, like I be saying, is military ball. Hey, we gonna run this play for everybody at all times. And that's how it's gonna be. If you don't make your play, you'll have to get out. You saw what happened when certain players last year decided to start getting all fancy with it and do their own thing, and be an actual ball player. Maybe they said too much, that's on them, right? They got to learn. Okay. But you also
my center leads us in turnovers, by the way.
Does Jokic lead the team in turnovers, or is it Jamal Murray still?
That's a good question.
Because if a certain somebody has more turnovers per game than Nikola Jokic, who touches the ball 60% of the time, I mean, he's got a usage rate of like 36%. He has to. There's no way.
Well, here's the thing, bro. Okay, hold on. Let me find it. Nikola Jokic. Why am I not seeing? Okay, here you go. Let me see. So this season, does he lead them in turnovers though?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Yes, he does.
Okay.
He leads them in he has double-digit assists.
Oh, how many turnovers a game does he get?
So he 3.9 compared to Alperen's 3.3, and LP is averaging 6.2 assists to Jokic's 10 assists a game, which leads the NBA, bro.
But context, Fred's not there, man. But context, Steven Adams not there.
Steven Adams does not affect assists.
But that's what they say.
I know, but they're not making it make sense. Like, all of that stuff is cute. Adams is there for offensive rebounds. Fred is there. The argument for Fred is less turnovers. Those two things together are nice. They're cool. They're cute. Those things do not drive an offense to get the ball in the hole.
That's crazy.
What you do before turnovers or offensive rebounds become a factor is more important than the turnovers or offensive rebounds, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
The in-between is where people are having like a cognitive dissonance where they think having these guys makes us so much better. All right, cool. Next season, I want y'all to remember that, because if we don't win 60 games, I'm going to need each and every one of y'all to line them up. We boxing. I want every one of y'all in the ring. Every week, I need a new person in the ring with me. Every week. If we don't win 60 games, bro. Because the way y'all talking like we missing Dennis Rodman and Horace Grant. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here with that. If the offense wasn't so, broccoli at all times, those two things wouldn't be so important. Low turnovers and offensive rebounds wouldn't be so important. if we actually did things to if we actually were more concerned with getting the ball in the hole rather than everything else around that. We don't have okay, I'm gonna make an analogy for you. Anybody that's in the combat sports, especially a striking sport like kickboxing, Muay Thai, or boxing. All right. If you ever sparred with somebody who they got what they call heavy hands, who they just like really strong, when they touch you, it hurts. Even when you block, it hurts. Well, a lot of them guys got to be taught how to land that punch that they want to land so bad, bro, because what good is having a powerful punch if you don't know how to land it? What good is having a Ferrari with a Toyota Corolla transmission?
That's
what good is that?
That's good.
What good is that? It doesn't do any. And then some of y'all would have a Ferrari, you want to put diesel fuel in it. That don't work. You got to put premium. You got to put that 93 octane. You got to put that 93 octane, bro. Y'all be on that 89 gas, and y'all still on that 89 gas from last season. At least be on 91. Y'all got your octane messed up, bro. That's why your engines be failing.
You know, after all this, right? Like, we got to keep repeating it. This ain't to hate on Fred or Steven Adams. To me, this conversation for me is a front office issue. This is a coaching issue. The offensive scheming, we put certain players in certain positions.
I ain't letting the players off the hook either. I'm sorry to cut you off. But no, we're not letting players off the hook either. Kevin Durant, you got to make your free throws in the clutch in clutch situations, bro. After Shagun, you got to make layups. Amen Thompson, you got to. I don't know what we're gonna do about this jump shot situation, bro. But we got to lock you in the gym with Steve Nash and Steph Curry, daddy, bro. We got to lock you in the gym all summer with both of them. You're not leaving until you make 100 threes in a row.
Have you seen a superstar ever in their career struggle with double teams so much as this one?
Mm-mm. Oh, okay. No. Yeah, I have. You wasn't around for this, bro.
Okay.
The Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming offense.
Okay.
Yeah, under Jeff Van Gundy. This looked very similar, bro.
I was just gonna ask.
And it's funny, I've been seeing people say that. Me and Dante actually have been saying that for over a year, bro. Matter of fact, for 2 years we've been saying that. Me and Dante been saying that, bro. I see people, jumping on that now. I call them Jeff Udoka. that's what I call Ime, Jeff Udoka. The offense ain't no damn different, bro. You throw it into the post, you hope for a double team, and just a lot of times it ends up in a damn turnover or whatever, bro.
Do they even, to the same scale as last year, do they double Alperen Şengün as much?
No.
Why is that?
Why are they doubling? He gonna miss a layup. And if you double, you open up what he wants to do. He wants to pass. And that's why I was asking the questions earlier about hierarchy and who's taking the shots, because I'd rather have Alperen Şengün taking the third or fourth most shots.
Yep. I
want him in a position to do what he's most comfortable at, and that's passing the rock, dishing and diming. That's what he wants to do, first and foremost. He'll score. He got the right matchup.
Man, over where he won his MVP, he got one of the most assists ever over there, right? Like in their history.
Look how they used him.
That's crazy. Yeah, the usage is completely different. And it's
the offense does him a disservice. Our offense does him a disservice, and it makes him look like something he's. It makes him look worse than what he is. He's 100%. Not. For the record, like what he's showing this season, he's better than this. This is not anything close to what he's supposed to be showing right now. He's better than this, and I blame Ime Udoka for that. This is not because Fred is gone. Matter of fact, Fred being gone was supposed to open up Alperen Şengün's passing game. But what do I know, bro?
Is any player this year being maximized?
No.
Is any player this year having 80% of their potential maximized?
No. Matter of fact, here's another one too. For everybody who was going to swear on their big toe that Amen Thompson got all of this potential and this and that, you can't tell me that at the same time you want him playing out the dunker. Where's the potential in that? I need somebody to give me an explanation for this. Matter of fact, nah, I ain't gonna go there. I'll let y'all.
How many shot creators do we have? How many shot creators did we have on this team last year?
Before the season started, I was told we had 4 of them: Reed Shepard, Alperen Sengun, Amen Thompson, and Kevin Durant. Before the season started, and all of a sudden now nobody can dribble. Why the preseason narratives ain't matching reality? Y'all supposed to be experts, not experts, but y'all got big microphones, big voices, and all of this. People listening to y'all. Whatever, bro.
Self-proclaimed professionals.
Get out of here, man. BSPN. That's what y'all told me, bro. So why is it different now? And again, it looks different now because of what I tried to tell y'all a season ago. The way that these guys are being used is the reason why they look like the way that they look. They can be used a little bit different, but because they're not going to be used different, they're going to look less. They're going to look like lesser versions of themselves. They're going to look like they're not actually growing.
Do you think that the community, this Rockets community, pressures the front office at all in any way, like with outrage?
Do I think they do?
Yeah. Do you think they do?
Oh, I'm speculating that there's something to it.
Okay.
I speculate to that, bro.
So do you?
I'm not even saying that it is true. Let me not even say. Let me. You know what? Let me say it like this. I wouldn't be surprised to find out that it plays a role. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. Follow up on that. If they had kept this same energy that we all summer talked about since the trade, all summer, all to right now, where it's finally peaking, people are finally taking the blinders off. They're putting their glasses on finally. They're wiping them boogers out their eyes, right? Finally, right? If they had that energy during the offseason, leading all the way up and continuing to go up, right? All the way until the trade deadline, do you think it's more likely we would have made a move?
Hold on, when you say what that
so essentially, yeah, I'll rephrase it. So if the energy that we got right now that we've been talking about, right, that we on the crew here been talking about, if the community had the energy that they have right now, they had that starting since the KD Jalen trade, and then that continued to trek up to where now the fan base is at the end of the day where they're at now, pissed off, ready to jump off the train, saying that we suck, burning jerseys, right? If we were at that level at the trade deadline, would we have made a move then? Or how likely is it we would have made a move?
You know what's funny? I actually think we probably would have, bro.
Really?
It might not be accurate. I don't care. I can speculate. Since we like hypotheticals, I think hypotheticals are pathetic. But hey, if it's good for you, it's good for two.
It's good for somebody.
We can both play that game. If you want to open Pandora's box, just remember that thing don't close.
Remember, Josh Hart would have won us that series.
Don't get me started on that, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's still an opportunity with the 9 games remaining for Ime Udoka to find a formula that works, a balanced formula that kind of gets everybody in positions to, kind of do what they do best. I've already presented all season. I presented alternatives to what we're currently doing. Amen Thompson short roll. What he's doing with Jabari, I think, is fine. I just think we got to find more ways to get him to. We got to find more ways for the offense in general to generate more threes. We need to find ways to encourage more threes. What's good?
We need to put people in positions to succeed, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
To get them to their spots, right?
Yeah.
Because it seems like we've been saying all year, there are 3 players that operate within the same zone. And it don't look as clunky because we're not running an actual offense. It's still your turn, my turn basketball.
Which has been for the last 3 seasons, but last 2 seasons.
Crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's been like that, but you can't tell me on one hand we don't have ball handlers, but on the other hand, you telling me that this is the best that we can do on offense. Hold on. Who got more ball handlers, Golden State or the Rockets?
That's crazy.
I'm just asking. You don't see them out there trying to. You don't see what's this fool's name? You don't see Quentin Post out there trying to tween Hizzy. You don't see that. You don't see Garen Payton III out there trying to tween Hizzy, get to the rack, get fouled, get a bucket. You don't see that, bro. You don't see all that ISO over there, bro. They run an offense that is catered to their personnel. Draymond can't do nothing on offense but pass that ball from the elbow, set illegal screens for Steph to get open, and elbow people and fight people and punch people in their balls. That's what he does.
And he still get 10 points a game.
You know what I'm saying, bro? You don't ever watch a Golden State team or Golden State game and be like, what is this fool doing? Why are you taking that shot? You don't see that.
Yep.
Now, and I say that somebody gonna bring up Jonathan Kuminga. Look, man, not everybody is gonna fit with every team that is
that's
is
like
that,
the
that
first
they're on.
player that's been disgruntled with Golden State specifically outside the Jordan Poole situation.
Like
since 2014, right?
Yeah. I want you to think about something else too, bro. Like think about how many players would come out of nowhere and this person's good. They're thriving in this system, bro. Like who is our random? Like we don't have any randoms. Other teams have randoms that'll show up in a given season and produce. We don't have in the Ime Udoka era, we haven't had any randoms. What randoms have shown up to the team where nobody thought much of, and then they just like, oh man, this guy's good. We got to sign him.
A part of me wanted to say Aaron Holiday, right? But there's a reason when we tried to offload him, nobody wanted him, right?
I'm gonna actually give you Aaron Holiday because he the closest thing to that.
Yeah, that's it.
Josh Okogie.
Josh Okogie's his shot was really good beginning of the season. It's gone down.
But even then, bro, like these are two guys who not even getting enough minutes.
So we don't have ball handlers, but we refuse to use our guard. Aaron Holiday played more minutes last year with Fred VanVleet and Jalen than he has this year, where we don't have Fred VanVleet and we don't have Jalen. Why is that?
Look at this fool.
Yo, goofy guy.
But yeah, but you see what I'm saying? Like for the most part, like a lot of these other teams, man, like under Mike D'Antoni, like we had hella randoms, just plug and play, bro. Just plug and play.
Didn't Eric
like we didn't have like
in the game for us?
That boy, yeah. But Eric Gordon ain't no random though. Like
but
we had hella dudes just have like revivals with us, bro. Like you know what I'm saying, dog? Like hella dudes just came out of nowhere, man. Or the guys who came here on the fringes, ended up increasing their stock. Daniel House, PJ Tucker, Luke Mbamute. Remember what is this fool's name?
Rocco was actually nice while he was here too.
Yeah, he was.
I miss Rocco.
Who else, man? There's been a few guys. Gerald Green not necessarily a random, but he was, man, they called this man, that man was out there in his front yard, playing basketball with his dog. Next thing you know, this man coming out hot, hitting all kind of threes all over the place, man.
30.
Like, bro, like, where is that under Ime Udoka? Where are these guys who come in and they are difference makers and they are staples in a rotation out of nowhere? You know what I'm saying? Like, where is that? You can't.
It's funny because every major team that's in the playoffs or likely to be in the playoffs have a guy like that. An eighth man and ninth man, that's just nice for no reason.
Look at our rotation, bro. Like, who do you know that's going to show up in the rotation? Like, this person's going to be in the rotation. This person's a problem. This is their specialty. It may be a specialist, but that specialty that they got, you're gonna feel that every time they're on the floor. Okogie and Holiday don't get enough minutes to really make that kind of an impact. Holiday is kind of,
he's okay.
See, the problem is I don't be knowing what to think of a lot of these guys because I don't trust the offense to really show me what they're about, bro.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Who excels right? Because I'm not going to say that Kevin Durant isn't necessarily excelling because he's 26 on 54 games.
So you mean to tell me to take a Hall of Fame player, first ballot Hall of Fame player, who 5th all time in scoring to be effective in his offense? Is that what it takes?
That's tough. That's literally
because if you're telling me that again, follow the stank. I'm looking at Udoka.
You want to know? Okay, so when the Nets got swept by Boston that year, right? When Boston went to the finals, that huge thing, one of the biggest reasons as to why they were able to just completely sweep Brooklyn was because the season that they had, context matters, what was going on, who had played X amount of games, whatever. At the end of the day, they lost, right? Ime made adjustments that game. The big adjustment was Al Horford, right? Made that same adjustment against Milwaukee, right? And then he kept that adjustment throughout the season and barely got out the mud with Miami, right? Now, Miami, they were good, man. They were the 7th seed, conference finals. They were looking real good. Jimmy Butler dropped, 58 points in a game. He was carrying like
Eric. And who's Miami's coach?
Erik Spoelstra.
Bar for bar, are you gonna take Erik Spoelstra over Ime Udoka? No. Yes or no?
You didn't even got to finish the question.
No. Wait a minute. I said you gonna take Ime. You gonna take Erik Spoelstra over Udoka?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Bar for bar. Yeah. Give me Spoelstra every day, all day, bro.
Right.
I've seen Spoelstra play fast, slow, like he plays and adjusts according to his players. Udoka, there's one way we're gonna play, and that's it. And now you're easier to scout because now when you do that, now you put more pressure on the talent to just be talent instead of setting up a system to where the talent can excel.
Erik Spoelstra's offense was able to get Bam Adebayo 83 points.
And I don't care what nobody say about that. Listen, if it was that easy, it would have been done a long time ago.
Everyone would have done it.
Especially with the way people shooting threes right now. You mean to tell me Curry couldn't get that, bro? Hold on. You mean to tell me James Harden couldn't get that? You mean to tell me Kevin Durant couldn't get that? You mean to tell me LeBron couldn't get that?
Come on, bro.
Come on, bro. And put some respect on Bam's name, bro.
Dude.
He a top 5 center.
Hey, you know what? We had this conversation in the offseason, and people didn't like this. I was saying.
Oh, yeah, we did.
For Şengün to make the All-NBA team, he's got to beat out other dudes, right? But the good players on top of guys and not that Julius Randle and Bam aren't bad, but there's tiers, right?
Drew Randle is a 4 though.
He's a 4, but he's a forward in a positionless All-NBA thing now.
Oh, okay. Let's even look at it just from bigs, bro.
Yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns, he's having a down season. Okay, cool. You got Rudy Gobert, Joel Embiid, you got Wemby, you got Jokic, you got Bam.
That's 5.
All right, that is 5. And then we got to start, thinking about other dudes now.
And that is just centers. Off the dome, you just named 5 centers. So
and there's only 3 spots.
Mm-hmm. What has Şengün done better than any of these people? Don't look at raw numbers. Don't go say, oh, well, he averaged two assists more than Bam. I don't give up. Şengün's whole thing is being a hub. He better average more assists than Bam. Why is Bam Adebayo at 6'8", 6'9" get more rebounds than Şengün?
Well, in Bam's defense, he was coached by John Calipari in college.
And I don't know who that is, so I'm assuming that's a good thing.
You don't know who John Calipari is?
I'm not a college.
All of these Kentucky guards who was in the NBA, you know who got coached by? That's who John Calipari coached.
Kentucky. That's all I need to know. That makes sense. Okay.
Bruh. Listen.
So in a scheme where
Tyler Hero too, by the way.
In a scheme that is tailored towards missing shots and getting rebounds, we ain't got no one that averaged 10 rebounds on the team, by the way.
Nah, you joking.
Nope. Şengün averages 9.
I thought he was at 10.
Was in January.
No.
He was at 10.2.
No.
Nope. Şengün might have actually gone down. I don't think he had 10 last game. He's probably averaging 8 now, but he was averaging a clean like 9.2 last time I looked, 9.4.
Nah, that's crazy, bro. I don't know why I thought he was averaging a double-double.
He was when he was averaging. It was like 20. He was averaging 21 and 10 for a
I don't know
while
why.
there.
I thought he was
10
at
and
like
5.
11 rebounds, bro.
Yeah, the very beginning of the season when we had Adams and we were shooting lights out from 3, right?
Oh yeah, because when we had Adams, he'd get a lot of the rebounds that the teams was scared Adams was gonna get. So they're like, "No, we're putting 3 bodies on you."
And another thing having Adams is he actually, unlike certain people on this team, boxes out for rebounds. He don't just press triangle the second the ball going up. He actually box out to get in position to get the rebound. You don't just jump immediately.
All right, I'm finna before we get to the game, bro. I'm gonna give you a little stat. You ready?
Okay, let's do it.
There are 4 Rockets with a 20% usage, with at least a 20% usage. Do you know who they are?
Yeah, I'm gonna say KD, Şengün, and I think the other one's Reed, right?
Who's the 4th?
Is it a man?
Yes.
It's someone off the bench. Oh, it's a man. Okay,
all right. So again, it goes back to what I was talking about before, bro. Like, and that's not necessarily shot attempts, that's usage.
Yeah.
But we gotta find better ways to use Amen Thompson and Alperen Şengün. That should be like the number 1 goal in the leading up to the playoffs, because I feel like if you can find a better way to use at least one of those 2, everything else is gonna kind of fall in line.
Yo, I just had a big brain thought. The reason they got rid of Jalen and Dylan is because they don't rebound 8 rebounds a game, and they actually make their shots. I just had a brain blast. You got to get rid of people that make shots, so that way you can get people that go and get the rebound, so we don't make shots. So make your offense look better, and it makes pace look way better. You know what?
Ooh, KD. Now, one of the things that I was hard on Dylan about last year, well, 2 of the things was breaking the offense so often, and then as physical as he is as a player, the dude don't rebound as much as he should.
No,
bro.
He don't rebound at all, bro.
You can't be that physical and you ain't giving me 6 rebounds a game, bro. Come on.
He was getting us like 2, 3.
3, yeah, it's 3. Yeah. Why is there a shooting guard averaging more rebounds than you?
Jalen averaged like 5, I think.
Close to 5, like 4.7, something like that.
Yep.
Like, Dylan got to rebound more, bro. Especially in this league where we're taking a lot of threes. When teams take a lot of threes, bro, rebounds come out longer. So that's why everybody wants long, rangy wings, because you get the rebound and you can just immediately push from there, bro.
Yep, you got the length to do it. Right.
We low-key got the length to do. Ooh, Bari. The way we're built, a lot of it is in theory, bro. Remember before the season, one of the things I used to say, theories will be tested. Proof of concept is on the way.
Yep.
This is proof of concept, bro.
Right here.
That wing dinner lineup, the wing stop lineup. What's up with that, bro?
Hey, bro, this is what he wants to run, bro. Ryan. Bro, you see the forehead right here, actually. Go ahead, lift up your hat for a second. Anyway, we starting right now. The game is already on. So before we go, how we beating, or are we beating New Orleans, and what's your spread?
We're beating New Orleans, bro. It'll probably be close in the last 3 minutes. Probably be a clutch game. We're gonna pull it out. We're gonna eke it out. I'm gonna say, yeah. I'm gonna say about 116, 112 Rockets.
Hey. We got 10 points, right? First couple minutes. It's 8 minutes left in the quarter.
They look like they started Ease Missy. I really like him, by the way. He'd be a really good Rocket. He'd be very good under Udoka. Player of the game probably gonna be Kevin Durant. That's probably, to be expected.
Yep.
I think I don't know. It ain't much else to say, bro. Like, I didn't probably say it too much now at this point.
This is a team we're supposed to beat. We need to win for sure.
Gonna need KD to bail us out again. Come on, Blazy, bro. You gotta have more confidence in this team than that. What you mean bail out? He might, you know, be the player of the game, but I don't think it's gonna be a situation where he gotta bail us out. But honestly, that's probably what Udoka wants, like constantly being bailed out by your superstar, man. Like,
we're 19 and 22 in the clutch games. So we've played 43, 41 clutch games this year.
Ain't that the most in the league?
Yep, by far. It's like by 8, right? Yeah.
That's nasty work, bro.
So yeah. Yeah. What happened?
Bari.
Yeah. Big game.
Yeah. Like, again, bro.
We already got 4 3 attempts. We made 2 of them so far. So maybe he sees it. Maybe he's watching the podcast right now. You watch it. Ime.
Hey, man, listen. I'm only asking for 10 a quarter, bro.
That's not hard.
That's what? Every other shot. I ain't going to say every other shot, but.
I mean, that's
give me 10 threes a quarter, bro. That's not asking too much, man. But then again, we play slow. We play too slow.
We take 96 shots a game, right? We're asking to go from 37 shots or 33 threes a game to 47. That's it.
Yeah. I hate that Blazy has a point. I can't even argue against him.
No. Okay. All right, let's get this win.
All right, man. If anything crazy happens, I might come back on after the game. But if not, I'm gonna
have to pull up the tequila if something crazy happens.
Boy,
I just need a reason to drink, guys. Help me.
Ain't nothing else to do in Canada or Iowa. It seems, and Iowa just a state in Canada anyway.
All right.
Anyway, we out, man. Tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, you can follow me, drip2ps_GAWD on Nexus, Instagram, YouTube. Check out the H-Town Rundown website at htownrundown.org. We post articles. I have my Reed Shepherd agenda article up right now, so make sure you guys go check that out. Hashtag 6 Man of the Year. We running it. That's all I got.
Bet. Yeah, I'm your man's AK Infinity. Follow me on Twitter /X at AK Infinity_VVS. This is the Rockets Propaganda Channel. Rockets Run Robin and H-Town Rundown. Follow us, like everything we do. And if you don't like what we do, we don't like you neither. We out.